They've got a proper dinner.
I know.
What did you guys bring? You're
What
just
are you
going
eating?
chips?
Just an appetizer.
Chips and guac. We have.
Why?
We'll tell you why. We'll tell you why. We'll tell you why. It's we got to save it for the people.
Save it for the people. Save it for the people. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
I'm not even kidding. It hasn't even started. I'm the most sociable person, and I haven't been able to leave my house. I'm already having so much fun.
He's desperate for you right
This
now.
is so great.
We feel the same way.
Oh my God.
Are you guys in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
We're in.
Yeah.
We're in Marina Del Rey,
Oh, nice.
the Florida of Los Angeles.
Oh my
Wow,
God,
that's exactly what it is.
It's exactly, yeah. It's very slow.
We're on the east side, which is like the what's
Brooklyn of Los
It's the
Angeles.
The
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah.
A lot of people are neighbors from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We are live.
Hey-o!
This is the first one we're doing, and I do think that from now on we need some sort of a theme song.
I feel
We'll work
like
on
you
that.
should sing it.
We'll work on that for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll brainstorm it on episode 1, the theme
Yes.
song.
Yes.
Thank you guys for doing this with
Of
us.
course.
This is so
It's
exciting.
such a pleasure to have you all here. I find that even like we love to do dinner parties a lot, hang out with a lot of different people and connect. And there were some similarities getting ready for this. Like we argued about her almost being late to our house.
Yep.
I don't know if that happened with you.
4 minutes before we started, I was like, "What's the Zoom link?"
It just moves. It just like moves it back. Like, oh, we're still going to be late to the thing that's inside our house.
Yeah.
I guess I can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. And
It's
if you
a
notice
skill.
that like that these are the new expectations of for those of us who are lucky enough to be able to quarantine at home
Super blessed.
Yeah.
and stay put. Everybody knows where you are 24/7. And like, hey, can you hop on the phone? And you're like, I guess I can.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I guess I can.
And even you with a brand new baby are like, I'm right. I'm here.
I am here. You got me. I
Yeah.
know.
It's also interesting because I've been finding it kind of hard. I like swore that I was not going to do anything remotely work related for like a certain amount of time. But now everything's kind of falls in this gray area of like, well,
Asia, what is your work?
I'm a songwriter and a musician as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm in studios and stuff, but you know, it's like, there's like the social aspect of,
Uh-oh.
also like I'm in my house and I'm wearing sweatpants you just can't see.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
And
Because why not?
and what is the logistical part of work when it comes to songwriting? Because I assume you also enjoy it very much and it is your calling in this life. So
yeah, I mean, so most of what I do is collaborative. So I usually, like an average day is I get up and I have an appointment of a studio songwriting session and I go to someone's studio or they come here, but usually I go over there. And there's an artist involved and we're, 8 hours in a room trying to crack the code. So it's fun, but it's definitely like structured, like an appointment and we show up and at this time we have to have something finished.
right.
But also, it's completely different when you have babies in
Yeah.
your house. It's just mayhem in here.
Which is why we're not usually doing it here.
I mean, the fact so we have
Taking us this long to bring up a baby.
Yeah, you guys are like, I mean,
July 25th.
Yeah.
we're-
holy crap.
you're right there.
yeah.
We
A little
have
boy.
so many questions for you guys.
Yes. Okay, let's talk babies.
First, let me say this, and I don't know if anybody's told you this yet. This is my favorite thing to tell people who are about to have kids: is you've been on the earth for a little while and you haven't met your favorite person.
Oh,
Yeah.
Your
Oh.
favorite person on earth. You haven't met
And then-
you haven't met them yet.
I like to follow it up with, you think that's each other, but
It's
it's
not.
not.
No way. Not even close.
yeah.
That's
I would say right now that's not even close.
Hey. So mean.
Rachel has a lot of
Amazing.
people that she likes a lot.
I like people. Generally.
Wow. So you don't say it, but you have the name already.
We do.
We do.
Oh.
And we're going to say
That's great.
Yeah.
we're pretty excited about it. Yeah.
Oh man. Any oh boy. So
Yeah.
what we did, I guess part of this is I talk with my mouth full.
Yeah, don't do
Yeah,
that.
see, this
Yeah.
is the thing
Right.
about dinner with the Grammars. I was like, so we're just gonna eat. We're gonna eat while we talk, and like, yeah. And there are some audience members who are really gonna have a problem with this.
She just looked at me like not on camera, like yo, seriously, stop doing that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I eat. I'm a Labrador. Anyway,
No.
one of the things that I did that was really sweet when I knew that I was having girls is for the first girl is I asked a bunch of women that I respected.
Uh-huh.
I said, can you tell me something that your dad did that was awesome and something that he did that you could have done better?
Good.
So
thing.
like, especially from the mom to the son,
Mhm.
that's like a really cool thing.
That's really. And so what were a couple of the things that?
So man, I got so many cool
He
responses
did it
back.
with like cab drivers too, not just people that.
Yeah, I did it with everyone that I was on the Today Show co-hosting with Jenna Bush, and I asked her, and she said her dad never treated her like a boy or a girl. She got the sense that she could do everything, which was really important to her.
Wow.
And then on live television, I was like, so what's something that he did that you could have done better? And she realized like she didn't want to say something bad about a president. She said, he's a really bad dancer. Oh, I gotta go. Anyway.
Awkward.
Well, his foreign policy.
Yeah, exactly. How about, can I ask you about your dad, Rachel?
Me?
Give me
Yeah.
one. Yeah, give me one good thing. You don't have to do the bad thing if you don't want to. If you want to, whatever.
Oh my gosh, so many things. Yeah, he's very pro. I'm a firstborn, and so I feel like a first of four. So I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. My brother came after me, and then my 2 younger sisters. And I don't know if it's because I'm a firstborn. I have no idea, but I was treated the same way, kind of like not a boy or girl, but like women are powerful. You can do whatever you want. Women are strong, women are smart. I mean, he can answer any question. He taught me, he's a business person, so he taught me a lot about business and so I don't know. Yeah,
Cool.
that's something that's really impactful to me.
How old are your girls?
2.5 and 3 weeks old.
I'm 3 weeks.
I don't understand how you're sitting here so calmly right now with a 3-week-old. Like you look like refreshed and like glowing.
There was a lot of bickering right before.
What's cool about this dinner with the Grammars? This is like you can only see this part of our house.
Yeah.
If something happens and it shifts a little bit, it's like, oh my god, are you all right? Is everything okay over there? Yeah. So,
All the albums perfectly arranged.
Yeah.
Well, that is something unique about doing a virtual dinner is that it's the only way you can have dinner at both of our houses.
That's
at the same
true.
time.
No.
that's really cool.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now all the bad things that he did. No.
It's not easy actually.
That's
No,
what this is about.
Yeah. Give me something cool about your mom
Save that for therapy.
Yeah, save that one for therapy.
or your dad, because you're gonna be dad to a boy. What did your dad give you?
One of the things my dad, my dad taught me how to work on cars. And that skill has played out in a bunch of different ways in my life, whether it's through patience, persistence, problem solving. There's a real creative element to working on cars. When things go wrong, there's lots of creative ways to fix it. So that's one of the ways that we bonded was through working on my first car together,
Cool.
which is a longer story, but I sold over 20 years ago and recently found the car again.
The exact car?
Yeah, with the help of a private detective.
Oh my god.
That's epic.
And it's currently being restored.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 65 Mustang.
Nice.
Wow, that's really cool.
But yeah, one of our friends told us something that her parents did when they were growing up, Elizabeth. They would have, was it Friday nights? Or was it once a month or once a week?
I think it was once a week.
Once a week, they would have gripe night. And everyone would gather in the living room and they could rant and rave and complain about anything that they wanted.
Kind of like Festivus, but
Festivus.
And it was like the kids' opportunity to communicate consequence free on the same level as their parents
Be heard.
Interesting.
and be heard. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like family dinner.
They did that all the time.
That was so much better.
With a twinge of hate. Yeah, it's
Yeah, with a twinge of
great. No,
like
but it's important.
resentment.
I had to do in high school when I was being like a shitty teenager. My mom, she instituted office hours, and I had to come down. There's no way around it. I had to, she wouldn't leave the door, my bedroom door. She's like, you have to come down and you have to talk to me for an hour. And I was like, an hour? Are you out of your mind? There's no way I'm going to talk. And I'd come down, I'd sit and just be like, I don't want to. And then before you know it, an hour was done and we've been talking, having a great time.
Uh-huh.
So to speak. It is
Office
awesome.
hours.
I'm so excited for the two of you. That's really, really exciting.
You're gonna be like tired and so filled with joy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is the other way I explain it. Throughout a year, when you think of, say, 10 is like the most fulfilled, excited that you've ever been, and 1 is the saddest, most depressed, frustrated you've ever been. Throughout a normal year, it's, I don't know how many times you actually hit a 10 or a 1, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, I mean, I'm like 36. It takes a lot to hit a 10, or it takes a lot to hit a 1. So maybe I'll hit 10 2 times, 3 times a year, and a 1 hopefully about the same. With kids, it goes to a daily instead of yearly. You can shift that whole thing to like before, from 9 to 12, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Like that's happened like 2 or 3 times. Really intense.
And it's a lot of like, Andy, I need a personal moment. I'm gonna need a personal moment. I'm gonna go upstairs and don't talk to me, and don't bring children to me.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But then it's fine. Sorry, he has to plug the computer in again.
We're getting close.
of course.
So
I've heard some moms essentially say that this whole quarantine life is basically motherhood already. Like the not knowing what day it is, the wearing sweatpants all day, so I'm wondering now you have a 2-year-old, so you've had a child for 2 years kind of under normal circumstances, but how have they been different, or have they been different since? I've heard this compared to kind of the first few months anyway, but I'm wondering how it's been like for you.
yeah, I think so I will say this. I'm already kind of a homebody. I really enjoy being in my house. I don't need to like hang out with people every day. He needs like change and new and people and he charges off other people and I charge off
lots of people,
alone time.
like thousands of people.
Yeah.
All in one room.
Yeah, that's the best.
That's like not my happy place. Like I'm like, where's the exit? There's too many people breathing near me. I think it's like a Jewish thing. So yeah, so for me, I'm like not having that hard of a time being home because I feel like this is my safe space. All my people that I'm looking out for are in my safe space right now. But I will say that it's hard. I can see that it's really hard for him, and I can see that it's really hard for our 2-year-old because she's kind of like him. She like needs people and interaction, and she's sort of like the other day we realized that she hadn't seen a kid in like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and she was used to going to preschool where she got activities and there's like playmates.
There's nothing more, I can't say insane than a preschool Zoom class.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
absolutely haphazard.
Ridiculous, and the whole time you're like, what are we doing?
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing? Everyone's running away from the screen.
The parents are like, sit down.
No one's muted. It's all just like insanity.
But
we do it.
But it's still supposed to be good because that's like her
We
homies.
do it for her.
yeah.
Some kind of stimulation.
Yeah.
But I do think, I think it is like, it's different for different people. We also are super blessed that my mom lives next door to us.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
So we have a lot of help from my mom. And we quarantined with a friend who's been very helpful too. And
Yeah.
so I feel like we are lucky and also like trying to find ways to keep the normalcy. But I don't know. It's also different when you have a newborn, because when you have a newborn, you don't want to go anywhere right away.
Right.
Right. So you can't, you wouldn't be going anywhere anyway.
I'm not, yeah, we weren't going to be, he had taken off work and I was planning on being home for a couple months anyways.
What's your flow of the two of you right now? I mean, acting has to probably stop for a while, right? Or no? I don't know.
Yeah, it's stopping for a while. We're home, we're nesting, we're getting things done around the house that we've wanted to do for a long time and wanted to get done before the baby got here. So now we have all the time to do that.
All the time.
Was that the plan anyways, or they just stopped?
No, I was supposed to be in New York working on a project literally from the time This Is Us season 4 ended to
like
the
2
time
weeks before the baby was coming.
Yeah, to the time. Yeah,
that's how we do it. I'm so sorry.
She's happy about this. She's like,
we're not looking forward to.
Yeah,
Neither.
the closer it got, I was like, oh man, I wish I could have done the project, and I hope it still works out. But yeah, I'm really glad to be here.
He's very handy, so we have a lot of things on our list.
Wow.
What's that like?
I'm handy.
Tell me, Rachel.
I'm totally kidding.
What's that like?
It's fun.
Actually, having someone handy around. We have a guy that comes over to our house, and she calls him the man of the house. Yeah.
That's amazing.
He's got a long list of things.
I love that.
Yeah.
He's not allowed in the house right now. That's the only
So
problem.
then what do you, are you finding the need to be creative, or it actually feels good to just kind of like nest?
There's definite creativity going on.
Yeah.
But in new kinds of ways, whether it's, preparing the space in a certain way.
Yeah, everything's less structured, right? Like a lot of your creative life is around like a schedule and around, okay, this is the time that we do the thing, and then this is the time we don't do the thing.
This guacamole is a work of art, I'll tell you that.
Good.
I had to get creative with the guacamole, right? We didn't have red onions, and I was like, what are we gonna do? And then my friend was like, I started caramelizing white onions and putting them in guacamole, and I was like, oh, I'll try it.
Picasso.
It actually works okay, turns out.
How come we're eating full dinner and you guys are not?
Oh, here's why.
Oh, yeah.
We also have a quarantine.
Yeah.
When the very first travel restrictions came down, we were in Switzerland, and we rushed home to get home before anything serious started. And so we were going to quarantine ourselves for 2 weeks anyways. And our friend Victoria and her husband Chris, they're both our friends, but Victoria and Chris decided to quarantine with us. And so they keep to themselves during the day, and we keep to ourselves during the day, and then we get together at night for dinner. So after we have our chips and guacamole, we're having dinner with them. Dinner's one night.
We're having appetizers. No. Yeah.
And wait, tell me about your music. I didn't know that you played music until we knew we were going to do this.
Yeah, the musical stuff started. Well, music's always been a big part of my life, but the songwriting and stuff started back in New York. When I did my first Broadway play, the theater schedule is, 6 days a week,
Insane.
8 shows a week. But you're working 2 hours a day. You show up at the theater, you do your show, and that's it. And so,
Once you're out of tech,
yeah. And so, once you're into performances. And so I'd started these performances, and I had these days free, and we were doing something called the Artist's Way. Have you guys ever heard of it?
Yeah.
So
Julia Cameron, right?
yeah, so good.
And I decided to set myself a challenge of writing 30 songs in 30 days, because I had written 3 lines to a song 1,000 times and thrown them away, judging myself, getting in my head, my inner critic kind of putting me down and getting in the way. And so, good, bad, or otherwise, I set out to write 30 songs in 30 days, did that, and ended up with like 10 okay ones. Yeah. And so we recorded a first album back in New York, played some shows there. And
You played too?
I sing. I'm a harmonizer. I did like the vocal arrangements and harmonies and different things. So yeah, I love doing that.
And so
together?
yeah.
Awesome.
And so when I came out here, I met, I started writing some songs with my friend Ben and with a couple of other friends via the internet. I don't know if you've heard of it. You're on it right now. And then I met Taylor Goldsmith from the band Dawes. He's the lead singer and the main songwriter for that band, and he's married to Mandy Moore, which is how we met. And so one afternoon, I had written a verse and a chorus to a song that sounded an awful lot like a John Prine song. You guys listen to John Prine at all? Rest in peace. But
Yeah.
And I sent it to Taylor and I said, "Do you want to write a John Prine song?" And he said, "Absolutely." And we wrote it back and forth over 2 days on text message. And then that was the first song. And we just started writing more and more and more and more. And so now we have an album's worth of songs, and
I love it.
Yeah.
they were aimed at around now, and who knows when they'll come out now, but we've got them all kind of locked and loaded. And
Please, yeah, play one for us. You have your guitar there?
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, here it is.
Hey, there it is.
I just
I
have,
don't know actually whether when we just have dinner parties, whether we play a lot of music. Like,
No, we don't really.
we don't usually. This is cool.
I was just,
I sing together too, though, right?
I immediately felt panic when you said that, because I was like, if he asks me to play an original right now, I haven't said, I'm not.
Quick, be creative.
We'll
We'll
play
play something, but I don't know. I was like, oh my God, what do I don't know.
So yeah, for anybody watching who doesn't know, John Prine passed away a week and a half ago,
Yeah.
due to COVID related pneumonia, and he's probably the biggest influence, in my life as far as music and songwriting goes.
In many people's music.
And many
Yeah.
people's, but 3 chords and a good story. This is called, but this one's called Deaf Ears.
Deaf Ears. Take it.
Every piece of mail I get is junk mail, on the simple fact that it was sent to me. I don't read those letters that they write, finally thinking that I might tell the postman to please just let me be. Collectors always find my phone busy, 'cause it's been off the hook for 15 years. How much they want I cannot pay, I don't have the moolah anyway. Yeah, all their calls are falling on deaf ears. Falling on deaf ears. I am disabled man. On deaf ears. I hope you understand. Life won't ever let you down if you don't let it come around. My ex-wife puts up signs that say I'm missing, but everybody knows exactly where I am. She says, then how come it's so hard for me? I'm losing his trail constantly, and if I didn't know better, I'd think it was his plan. She says I just don't know her good intentions. She says that she's just not made herself clear. How she's ready now to own her part. How she's sorry that she stole my car. But all that shit keeps falling on deaf ears. Falling on deaf ears. I am an absentee. On deaf ears. No, nothing's wrong with me. Love won't ever let you down if you don't let it come around. Now on the floor of the church I pray each Sunday, oh, hoping them gods can show me where to go. Yeah, Buddha, Krishna, Adonai, Muhammad, Ali, Jesus Christ, the answer to my prayers is always no. And last night I died and went to heaven. The angels in harmony did call. I said, no thanks, I cannot sing. I'll just keep on wandering. This afterlife is no life after all. Falling on deaf ears, I'm not a holy man. On deaf ears, out of the frying pan. God won't ever let you down if you don't let her come around. Every piece of mail I get is junk mail.
Hey. Oh, I love that. I love lyric driven stuff, dude. It's so good.
Oh, thank you so much. I was
Good
going
line in there.
to ask you about that because all the songs I listen to and write are sad songs. And Andy Grammer songs have this
The
positivity.
complete opposite.
Not all the time, but there's this positivity. When I'm happy, I don't sit down and write a song, and I need to start. Maybe I need to start. What?
I dare you to write a song about how excited you are to have a kid.
Okay, might
That's
accept
happy.
that challenge.
It's happy stuff, and it'll probably still come out like somber happy, but that's fine.
Yeah.
He really is like annoyingly optimistic most of the time.
I think it's all about getting to the truth.
Amazing.
And so if the truth is sometimes easier to get to if it's sad.
Yeah, I mean,
I
sad
don't know why.
stuff made me feel better.
A lot of people feel that way, I think.
I find that of the sad songs I write, there's a higher percentage that those make it onto records. And then I have to write so many happy songs.
Yeah.
They disintegrate into cheesy so much easier.
Yeah.
You're like putting it together and then it just like falls apart as like, I can't sing that. That's ridiculous. But if you get it, if you do get it, if you can get the Pharrell Happy song, we're all like, oh, thank you so much.
Huh?
I'm happy sometimes. That's great. You know?
I was listening.
Sometimes.
I listened to She'd Say the other day, and I was like, quarantine's fine. Everything is fine. You guys, listen to this song. Everything's fine.
Oh my goodness, so sweet. Well, we want to play a song too. You want to tell the story?
Yeah.
What story?
It's the
Oh,
song.
that song?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We didn't write this song. I wish we'd written
We
this
didn't
song.
write
It's a
this song.
beautiful But it's all wrapped up in our daughter that just came like 3 weeks ago.
So every time we have a baby, we have 2 babies.
Yeah.
Both times Andy makes a playlist by basically going online and seeing what. So our first daughter's name is Louisiana.
You have to do this.
It's
Please do
it's
this.
really fun. I mean, I don't know what the name is, but you know what the name is. So we type the name in and look up all songs where the artist has that name, where there's song titles that name, where it's the title of what somehow.
It has to be either the art. So say the name is Ben, which is not. The title has to either be Ben can be in the title of the song or the artist.
Okay.
And then you go through and make a list of like 20 or 30 songs that you really like.
All
And
right.
that becomes like the soundtrack of the time in your life right now. So cool.
But it can also be, yeah, whatever. You find whatever songs like are vaguely reminiscent of that name. And it's really interesting because our first daughter's name is Louisiana. And that had a very specific sound to it. It was like Dixieland jazz, it was a lot of old school, like sounds like little hymns or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a total flavor of a person that then came out and we were like, yeah, that's what she is.
Vibe. She's like chilling, she's at the
Saucy,
party.
right? And then with this next one, it wasn't supposed to be like a theme of places, but we named her second daughter Israel. And so we looked up anything Israel or Izzy, because we call her Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like a completely different flavor because Israel is a lot of like minor chords and like indie hipster music.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Izzy's that were like different vibe. And one of the main ones that comes up is, I never remember how to say his last name.
You have
but
to say it because I can't not say it
his
anymore.
name's Israel.
Kamakawiwo Ole.
Yeah.
He sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right?
Yes.
Hawaiian Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
We've all heard that.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that kind of, for whatever reason, became like the theme song of the baby. And so what was also funny was with Louisiana, our theme song was What a Wonderful World. We just like, it was on Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That became the one. And with this one, it became the Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And we were kind of going back and forth about, am I saying this right in the right order?
100%.
Okay. We were going back and forth about the name because I started getting cold feet and being like, I don't know, is Israel like, are we making it so she can't travel to the Middle East? Like,
we saw in the news, we were like watching the news and there was something that was happening in another country that's saying like death to Israel. And we're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is this correct?
I was like, are we making it so she can't like?
So we took a little baby moon up to Big Bear and
Yeah.
we're sitting eating at like this greasy place and we're having this conversation of like, man, is it a good idea or not?
He was still down and I was like, I don't know. I really love the name and it means a lot to me, but now I'm feeling like
And we're having the conversation
nervous about
and then
it.
on the radio comes this version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And we're like,
In the
got
middle
it!
of the diner. Like,
Izzy it is. That's okay. Sold.
Right.
Holy shit, this is awesome. Let's go play it.
And then but then what was also crazy about it is we didn't even realize until because everybody's heard that version so many times of the Yoo-Hoo. Halfway through the song, he starts playing What a Wonderful World,
Which is our
as a cameo to it.
That's
and
right.
in the middle.
yeah, we didn't work that out right now. We're not gonna do that.
That's
But
right.
he does that.
And then he goes right back into Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it's so seamless that you don't really notice.
So this is a
It
shout
was
out
weird.
to our new little girl. We're gonna take you over to our piano.
And don't tell the rest of the house.
And
that's a
really try hard to not show
disaster.
the rest of the house.
Just point it at the ceiling.
Everyone shut your eyes.
Point it at the ceiling.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
Shut your eyes. Okay.
Good job, Andy. Good job.
I think I did it. We'll see in the comments. Okay. This is for Izzy. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby.
Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue. The dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, I can't.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
I love it.
I think we're gonna have to skip everything else with other people and just do it, just the two of
Again.
you every single time. That's
Yeah,
it.
just every week. Well, until this is over.
Oh, you
we'll-
know what I just thought of? So I got a text from a friend of mine who you know, because when I posted this today, Carmen Cuba.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Carmen.
I
it-
was her nanny for many, many years.
Wow, really?
Carmen Cuba is responsible, dare I say, for everything.
Oh, really? That's
She
awesome.
gave me, she helped get me my first big TV job, and then helped get me my second. And she got me on a show called The Nick that was
I
on
watched
Max.
the entire season, all of the seasons, and was very upset that it didn't keep going.
Yeah, we were too. And
intense.
every job, including This Is Us, I got because of that show, because somebody, some producer or some director or some writer saw that show, and that's how I got on their radar. So yeah, I owe a lot to Carmen. She's awesome.
She's wonderful. I was like very shocked that you were not a jerk on a different show because you did it.
Acting.
But with the heart, but like
Range.
Yeah, range, both mean and nice.
This is what it is.
And we also know, or I know Eve too.
Oh, that's great.
Eve.
Wait, Eve Streger?
Houston. Wait, am I saying it wrong?
Oh no.
Oh, Eve
Eve
Houston.
Houston,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Super cool.
So it's a small
Mhm.
world.
Yeah.
But it was funny because like we decided that we were going to do this, and then I got a bunch of text messages from different people like, say hi, say hi, say hi.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
We love you so much.
We are so
Thank
grateful
you
that you did this
for
with
hanging out with us.
Yeah,
We
of
will,
course.
So fun.
Thanks
depending
for
on how long
having
this goes, we'll either do it again this way, or we'd love to take you out to dinner. It would be so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Let's
should share
do
in real life.
one of those two or both again.
We'll
Yeah,
get
good
we'll
luck
get all
with
the
your
babies together to play when this is
little
all.
baby, man.
We're so excited for you. It's
So
going to be like
cool.
you're just about to fall in hard, deep love.
hard, deep love. That's what's coming your way.
There, that's the name of the song.
Yes, that's it. I love it.
There we go. There we
Right.
go.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, guys.
much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good night, you guys.
Bye.
Peace out.